Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I'm finally going to get in and do some work on this cab. I don't actually have a proper chassis or monitor frame to go in this, so I'm going to have to pull the monitor frame and chassis out of one of my other cabs inside that I know is similar to this and copy it. First I'm going to have a look in here and see how much was actually removed to do this LCD main conversion. Right, so pretty much straight away I can see pretty well the worst possible scenario, that the metal framing that normally holds the monitor in place is completely gone. There's usually some braces that go down here as well. First up, I'm going to have to pull that other monitor out of one of my other cabs, copy the framework, drag another CRT out of the other shed, get that to work, dummy fit that into this frame, or into this cabinet, and then try and make some framework to hold it into place again. Right, the next step, I have to open the hood, put up the struts or supports. Thanks very much, Namco, that helps a lot. It's a bit better than the Sega design. So now I have to put a piece of wood here so that I can lift this monitor out nicely. Next step, I need to try and lift this monitor out. Now, they're extremely heavy and it's not a great job. You probably should have two people, but right, so I've lifted the chassis and I've lifted the whole monitor into the shed now, ready to go. What I need to do is I need to obviously make these brackets. I might use angle on, I'm not quite sure yet. Then get some flat bar, bend those pieces up. Going to remove the chassis from that because that needs some looking at. And for the other chassis, I think I'm just going to use the board and the TV because I already RGB modded it. Right, next up I'm going to cut up some pieces of angle on the bandsaw. I'm going to cut this straight section, it's about 625 long, and I'm going to cut these tabs so I can weld them on and shape up the top bits. Then I reckon I'll weld it together and I'll actually just use one to mark the other one out. I don't think I'm even going to bother drawing it. Next, I'm going to mark these tab sections I've cut out and cut this profile. So I'm going to admit I've just marked these out really roughly. Doesn't matter too much, it's just so it's got clearance around the tube. Okay, welding complete. Pretty happy with it. It's starting to look like the brackets as they're supposed to. Next, I'll pull this handle off, then I'll clamp these together, and I'll mark the holes and drill them. Then I've just got to take these corners off, like on here. Then I guess I'll make these other holes, the ones that I need anyway. Right, so I've managed to copy these horizontal sections of the brackets. They hold the tube itself and they go into the frame of the arcade machine. I've taken the holes that I need to run these rear bent sort of flat strap sections. Next I'll have to pull one of these off. To help copy them, I've taped a bit of wire on and mark the center of each one of the bends. There's actually tooling marks in there from the factory, so that helps a bit, and this should allow me to cut the bar approximately the right length and get the bends in approximately the right place. Right, so I've used the wire to transfer the marks onto the strap, so I can use that as the bend guide, and I've also used it to cut. I reckon I'm going to start and work my way out from the middle. Right, so that came out pretty well. It's about 5 or 6 millimeters shorter this way. That's because I assumed the inside as the centerline radius, but all in all, it's worked out pretty well, and I don't think that distance is going to cause any problems with the chassis. I'm going to drill at least some of the holes. I want these holes in the end in, and then try fitting the frame together. After that, I have to put these other holes and braces on, but first of all, I'm just going to make these these end holes and see if it all fits together properly. So I'm actually really happy with how this has come out. It's all sitting pretty well. It all looks right. Next up, just going to test fit it onto the tube and make sure that it's going to fit. Okay, so it's sitting on there all right. These bolts are too long, so I have to get some shorter ones. Right, next up, I have to copy this back piece. I'm going to leave the pin off for the moment, so I'm not sure if it's going to fit in the cab. So next I want to have a look inside this TV, see what size the chassis is, make sure the tube's going to fit. So I've got it on a soft mat on the floor, I'm going to pull it back off and get on with it.